marketing. I want to be able to help other people with their businesses, and not just boutiques, but any small business, because I've been in the product-based industry, I've been in the service-based industry, I've pretty much done it all. Long story short, got a job after college, went to college for business, go pack, marketing to be exact. Got a job, hated it, sitting at a desk all day. Quit the job, went to real estate school, passed the real estate license after 2 tries because it was hard as heck, started a boutique, and then blah, 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 life goes on. Hi everyone, my name is Tika. If you don't know, I have recently started back my YouTube journey, and I feel like I've been focused completely on vlogs. And while I love vlogs because they're so easy, it's just literally recording the things that I'm already doing. I honestly have so much more that I want to share with the world. Some of you may know and some of you may not know, but I actually have an online boutique, and I was thinking about it today and I realized that I literally have 10 years under my belt with this boutique game. Now, I am like, if you know me, then you've likely gave me a call or sent me a text, asked me a business question, because one thing for sure is I'm about my business. So I wanted to create an outline and do all the things, but honestly, I think that this video is going to just be a dump of the things that I've done, and so it can kind of bridge way into the content that I'll be posting about when it comes to running and operating a small business. So like I said, I do have an online boutique, and I've been inconsistently doing it for 10 years. I started it 10 years ago. I did have breaks in between, but consistently I've been doing it probably for the last round, 3-4 years, a little bit before COVID. So that was a blast. And right now I'm on the fence about what I want to do next in regards to the boutique, but let's back up a bit. All right. So number one, again, my name is Tika, and welcome to my channel. Number one, I want to start off by saying that I attended NC State, and at NC State, I have a business degree in marketing. So when I went to school, originally I wanted to go to school for accounting, but then I realized after my very first accounting class, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. I thought I loved math, and I thought that, it was a good, stable career. I'll make some money, I'll play with some numbers, and math was easy to me. But what I realized, and I'm so glad that I did after that first class, is that that was not for me. That's not my personality for me. Ever since I was young, I've always been super creative, always making crafts, always dressing very different than others, putting things together that other people wouldn't as far as style is concerned. And I don't know. So when I realized I didn't want to do accounting, I already was in the business program. So I kind of felt like I should continue doing business. But I just didn't know what. So I just picked marketing. I'm like, I don't know. I did not know and understand what marketing entailed. But what I learned once I got into marketing was oh my God, I literally enjoy this. This is so fun. This is so naturally easy. Because I was already a creative person, marketing is contingent on the avenue that you're looking at marketing, but in the grand realm of things, marketing is so much a creative person's playground. Now, when it comes to the analytics and all that stuff, I don't really want to deal with that. Okay, I just want to deal with the creative parts of it. But marketing also entails the analytics side of things, the data of things, all the things that make sure that your marketing is working properly. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of marketing too. But like I said, I just like the creative part. And honestly, marketing too, a lot of it has to do with your back end stuff. In order for marketing to flow well, and generally speaking, you're going to do marketing so that you can sell something. So, riding on into my career after college, so I got a job. It was just like literally a job. It was a good job, but I didn't like it because it was very much a job where you're sitting at your desk, you're typing, you're feeling, well, I felt like a little robot, and that just did not fit my personality at all. So I just pretty much was like, what can I do that doesn't require me sitting at a desk all day? Um, I just didn't enjoy it, especially in the summer. Like in the summer, I was so used to like just having a good time in the summer, and it's like working in the summer at a job that you hate, and you're just like looking outside the window, like, gosh, I just wish I could like go to the beach or something right now. But anyway, so after I ended up quitting that job because it just was not fulfilling. And that was actually very hard for me because I come from a family where it's like you get a job, you get a good job, you pay your bills, and that's it. You know, like there was no such thing in my family as like entrepreneurs and things like that. Not in my like immediate family. You know what I'm saying? So it was very odd for me to be like, I'm quitting my job and I'm going to pursue something else. So that something else actually was two things. Number one, I went to real estate school. And then number two, I started my online boutique. So real estate school, it was okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I have like, and I'm going to create like content within this video expanding on things. So if you have any questions about anything that I'm talking about, just leave them in the comment section so that I can make sure that I include them when I talk deeply about the things that I'm going to briefly discuss in this video. But when it came to real estate, number one, like I was so locked in just because of the fact that I just wanted to be my own boss. So like I literally sat in the front of the class, I raised my hand, I did all the things. And one day, like people would, you know how like when you're in class and people would just literally like ask the stupidest questions. And I know they say there are no stupid questions, that there are. Like I don't like when people ask questions that are like very much Googleable. If that's a word. Like, girl, just Google. You know what I'm saying? Like some things it's like you can just Google it and Google will tell you in like 0.5 seconds. Like, so when someone spends like the class time just asking a bunch of questions that came out the air, like I used to hate that. But anyway, one day I asked a question and it was actually a very good question, and I know it because my classmates told me so. But when I asked it, for whatever reason, the teacher was like basically trying to play me. I don't remember what he said, but he basically did not answer my question. So when he did not do that, I literally got all my stuff. And I don't know if I left or I sat in the back of the class. I don't know. One or the other happened. I was so annoyed. But anywho, took the class, took the test. I failed it twice, literally. Mind you, I am so smart. But when I tell you that test was a beast, and it was a beast because it wasn't that I didn't know the information or anything like that. It was very much because of the fact that the way that they question the questions is so confusing. Like, just now, I'll help y'all later on if you want some help when it comes to taking a test to pass the real estate test. So anyway, I was doing that. Meanwhile, I was also starting my own online boutique, and it was so fun. It was so fun because it was just like playtime for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to go to my very first market. I went to Atlanta's Amerismart, I think it's called, and it was just like, oh my God, like this is my love language. This is what I was called to do. Like it was just so fun, and it did not feel like work. I loved everything about having my boutique, from the marketing to the packaging to the buying the clothes, creating the collections, taking the pictures, all the things. Like it literally, you can probably see on my face how it's like real estate was like, but boutique, oh my God, absolutely loved it. So anyway, I did that, and pretty much my customers were really like people that I knew either from back home or from college or whatever the case may be, or friends of friends that I knew. That was really my initial customer base. This was back then, like I feel like the main girl in the boutique world was Lily's Closet. She was like the OG of this boutique stuff. I don't really remember. I think maybe Rashida had started her boutique. I don't know. But honestly, I don't remember seeing probably 90% of the boutiques that we see today. It was like, it wasn't saturated at all. It was just, it was a good time. And now it's like, it's so chaotic in the boutique world. There's a million boutiques. Majority of them have no clue what they're doing. Like, there are some that I come across, I'm like, I like that. But some just like, girl, what are you doing? And not even just boutiques, but just small businesses in general. It's just like, I'll look on someone's page or their website and I'm like, oh my God, like, you need my help in transforming this business, like, because there are certain things that you can just eyeball, like when you know, and it's like, yeah, no, this is not good, this could be better. And that's like, when you're a creative person and you went to school for marketing and you've had multiple businesses, it's like, every time I look at a business, I'm looking at it from a business standpoint. But anywho, did the boutique thing. I actually stopped because I don't know why. I just did. And that's something that I regret to this day. I wish I wouldn't have stopped back then. But when I had the opportunity and I picked it back up, it was like full throttle because I was just like, dang, like if I wouldn't have stopped, I would have been so far ahead of the curve. But I kind of started back around the time right before COVID happened. And I think that COVID breeded a lot of boutiques, like so many, but I also believe that now a lot of the boutiques are fading away. But anyway, with real estate, and my camera battery is dying, dang it. We're back. All right, so I don't know where we were. I think we were at the point where I genuinely don't know. So long story short, got a job after college, went to college for business, go pack, marketing to be exact. Got a job, hated it, sitting at a desk all day. Quit the job, went to real estate school, passed the real estate license after 2 tries because it was hard as heck, started a boutique, and then blah, 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 life goes on. Have Nova, quit it all. And then pretty much after I had Nova, then it was like I was home all the time and I was like kind of bored. I was a stay-at-home mom. So I started a baking business. When I say it was so fun, but so stressful, like I used to always order cakes from this girl and I never really questioned like the price of her stuff solely because of the fact that I used to love her stuff. Shout out to April. She doesn't do cakes anymore and I understand why. But anyway, cakes are so expensive because the time, the effort, the energy that goes into it is worth every cent. I know the grocery store, you can buy stuff for cheaper, but I'm telling you, when you're purchasing from a small owned baking business, please know that the price is actually like you're not even paying what you should be paying, to be completely honest, but that's neither here nor there. So anyway, I started baking and then I liked it until one day I had this really big order and it stressed me out. It almost took me out of here, y'all. Like that order was so big. It was literally every possible thing you could think of. It was cakes, cupcakes, pretzels, strawberries. Literally, if I can find a picture, I'll pop it up here. Like it was so much work and I had never done that much, and doing all that by myself, it literally, I was like, yeah, this is too much. And on top of that, I felt like because I was so stressed out and had so much that I had to do, I felt like the quality like lacked, even though it looked good. But anywho, so I started baking, quit that, and then I got back, oh, real estate, I dropped the ball there. So with real estate, when I got my license, I hopped around to a couple of different firms before I landed on Keller Williams. And I will again have a whole video all about my real estate journey. But long story short, I went with Keller Williams. I sold a couple of houses. I did not enjoy it. And the reason why I didn't enjoy it was because I really wanted to do something that was going to free up my time so that I can spend time with Nova and do things with her and things like that. But with real estate, when people are looking at houses, generally speaking, they're looking at houses in the afternoon and on the weekends. And those were the times, those were my core prime times that I wanted to spend with my child, you know? So that didn't work for my lifestyle. And I decided that I wouldn't do it anymore, honestly. And plus, it's actually pretty pricey to like do real estate if you're not all in. But again, we'll talk more about that later. So then I started back doing the boutique. And I decided like it was like a new year, going into a new year. I'm like, I'm not going to do real estate anymore, and I'm going to go full throttle on the boutique. And it was honestly one of the best decisions that I made. I made the decision to do one thing. Oh, also in the middle of all that, I also started a 9 to 5 job in tech sales. I've done it all. So did tech sales. And the reason why the boutique really picked up was because my job was literally, and I started that job in, I think, November of 2019. Maybe I should give dates. I don't know. In November of 2019, I started a job doing tech sales at this company based out of California. I really enjoyed it because I loved my coworkers. My coworkers were so cool. We would have so much fun. We did puzzles. We worked. We definitely worked, but we also like, we just got along really well. And I was naturally good at it because as far as like communication and like just having conversations, genuine conversations, I'm really good at that. Like, it's just my kind of like natural instincts or whatever the case may be. And because when you start in tech sales, generally speaking, they start you like at the bottom where it's like the smaller companies, you know, the smaller budgets and things like that. Those are so easy to sell because they were generally like mom and pop type of things. It was a property management software company, by the way. But anyway, those were like, I was selling them like this. So like very quickly, I didn't even know what I signed up for. I never even, like I did sales, but not business to business. You know what I'm saying? So when I started working at that company, I really didn't know what was going to come of it. I just knew that they paid well as far as the base was concerned. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I did that for some time, and then COVID happened. So this job, I actually had to go in the office every single day. And because of that, like I really wasn't focused on doing anything besides that because when I got home, I was tired, okay? I was so tired and I had to tend to Nova and things like that. So long story short, COVID happened. And when COVID happened, they sent us home. And because we weren't prepared to work from home, it was like kind of like we had a lot of free time. Let's just put it like that. So that's kind of like when I started like really, really digging deep into the boutique world. I was looking at boutiques like, yo, like I can do this and I can do it way better. And not even like on no cocky stuff, but just like for real. Like I was literally looking at people like having boutiques and all the things honestly that they were doing wrong or the things that I liked. Like I was just like, yo, like why I need to just go ahead and get back into it. So that's what I did. And literally that year, whenever COVID happened, I was at 2020, I think. That was my first 6-figure year. So that was a big deal for me. It happened on accident. I don't want to say I didn't know what I was doing because I have like a wealth of knowledge coming from, you know, different work experiences, different entrepreneurial experiences, from reading books to listening to podcasts to doing all the things. Like I literally had so much knowledge. And I just started implementing it. I think that's one thing that people struggle with is like they'll read all the books, they'll do all the things. Some people don't do nothing and they just think like things are just going to happen for them. But some people will literally take all the classes, read all the books, do all the things, and they literally will get nowhere because they don't implement nothing. And I just don't understand, like if you're literally taking your time to read something or to go somewhere and participate in a class, or you're spending money on classes and things like that, like implement the stuff. Stop wasting your time and money. If you know you're not going to implement it, just don't do it. Like, I feel like with business is very expensive, especially if you're doing it the right way. Business can be, or not even can be, business is very expensive, okay? So if you're not gonna do all the things you need to do to keep it popping, like, don't even bother. But yeah, so anyway, I ended up quitting my job. I quit my job last year in August, because I felt like, oh, like this is the time. Like I was so burnt out from work because it was starting to become like a burden. Like I didn't enjoy it anymore at all. They were making us do the most ridiculous things, because of the fact that, long story short, we were initially like the leading industry people. And obviously, with that comes competition down the road. At some point, you're going to get competitors. You know what I'm saying? So basically, we started getting competitors, and our numbers weren't looking like how they used to look, but that was solely because the competitors were coming in hot. And that within itself is a story. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you're an employee at a company, you can learn so many lessons by the way that these companies run their business. So that right there told me like, yo, like they're panicking. They're not even staying true to who they are. They're worried about what the competitors are doing. And while you should know what your competitors are doing, you literally should not flip your business upside down to answer to the competitors. Like you shouldn't do that. But anywho, so I quit my job, did the boutique thing. All right, let's go into 2024. 2024, I knew I wanted to take a little break, but I didn't know that break would last even up until now. So long story short, with the boutique, I had ordered like so much stuff. And what happened in January was either myself or my family, like we kept getting sick. By the time one person would be well, the next person would be sick, and it was just like a thing. So I was like, all right, I'm not doing nothing in January. It is what it is. Then in February, I can't remember what happened exactly, but it was like thing after thing kept happening. And it just kind of like made me put my business on the back burner. And thankfully I could do so because of the support that I have here at home. But like, I literally kind of like just was like, I don't know. So currently now I am trying to figure out how I'm going to maintain the boutique. There are things that I don't like about owning a boutique that I used to love in the past. And I feel like my passion for it isn't as high as it used to be. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get it back going. You know what I'm saying? I feel like honestly my time is really like up for it. And that's premature to say kindly. But I just don't have the passion that I used to have for it. So I think that's why it's a struggle for me to get back into it. Because I kind of like know that I want to go in a different direction. I want to be able to help other people with their businesses, and not just boutiques, but you know, any small business, because I've been in the product-based industry, I've been in the service-based industry, I've pretty much done it all. So I want to be able to help people with all the things that I've learned from college, through the 10 years of owning a boutique, through the years of being a realtor, through the years of, or the couple of months of being a baker. And then all the things, like all of my friends that have businesses that come to me and ask me questions and ask for my advice on things like that. I feel like I just want to like have a place and a platform to just share my knowledge. So stay tuned for more content. It'll be more specific. So I know one thing that I want to do, or the next video would likely be about why product-based businesses should have services or offer services, and vice versa. So why service-based businesses should offer products. That is something that I am so passionate about, and I don't understand why other small businesses don't think that this should be like a thing in their business plan. It's just making sure that they're covering the bases all across the board and not leaving any money on the table. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you're following me. And also, I do weekly vlogs. So throughout the week, I just show y'all what I'm doing. It's pretty chill. Like normally it's me cooking or shopping or showing y'all what I bought, or soccer or soccer for my daughter, or just hanging out with my friends, or date night, things like that. So it's just literally like a regular millennial life. You know what I'm saying? Like a regular girl, a regular millennial girl, that type of life in a vlog. So if you're interested in that, or if you're interested in learning more about business and things like that, make sure that you hit the follow button, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.